consequence rather of not showing up for people is you don't have great relationships, and then you get lonely or depressed, potentially on drugs or alcohol or whatever it is. So it's work, you know. Hey everyone, what's up? Today's Monday. It's a little after 3 o'clock. Apologize, I'm late, but doing my weekly vlog, and I'm gonna try to stay consistent for around this time every week. So just gonna jump right into it. Today is the first day that I'm here working without Jenny in the office in like 2 years, and just trying to get used to it. I actually have a new girl that came in today. Crystal Rios is working in the office, and testing it out, seeing how she does, how she likes it, how we work together, and hopefully, if everything goes well, she'll be the new City Fan Baltimore assistant, and then also she'll be my personal assistant, working with me on some of my stuff. So that's the idea. But anyway, it's I have my birthday party this weekend. Today is I'm 47 years old in 2 days. I had a great time Saturday night. If you were there at the party, thank you for coming. If you donated to the birthday fundraiser, which went amazing, I think we got over $2,200. Thank you so much for the support. It did better than I even expected it would do. I actually upped it from 1,000 to 2,000 once we hit the goal. So thank you so much for the support. Greatly appreciate that. That's probably about a month's worth of our budget. So thank you for donating if you did. And if you just wish me a happy birthday and post it on my timeline, thank you for that. So I had a couple technical difficulties before I started today. That's why I'm starting late. I was trying to figure out how to start the live from the scheduled Facebook post, and I couldn't figure it out. So I just was like, okay, screw it. I just went live. But anyway, like I said, the party was great. Had a blast. We were doing karaoke, they had cake, there was all kinds of food there. Actually, if you're watching on YouTube, we'll cut some clips in right now.
Happy birthday!
What's up? What's up? Hi.
Are you on live here?
Not live, but hi.
Happy birthday!
What's up? I'm about to sing happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Yeah! Make a speech.
Real quick before we start back up, I want to thank you all for coming. I want to thank everyone that supported City Fam throughout the years. I mean, it's 5-year anniversary will be this February, so almost 5 years we've been in existence. And like anybody that's ever volunteered for a festival or a Ravens game, or donated, or even a contributing member or whatever, I mean, we would not be here without you guys. Like, we're not funded by anything, and it's so different. Like when I made the changes in my life to try to become a better version of myself, I didn't have this. I didn't have a group of people like you, and it was super lonely and depressing. Eventually I went back to the bars because I wanted to be around people that I could relate to again. And I don't know if you guys, if you see it, but the people are watching us, like from all over the world, are looking at us and going, I want that, I need that, and they're willing to start one and build it and do all the work because they want to have a supportive community of people to do life with as they become the best version of themselves, So when Jenny asked me, who to invite to this party, I was like, anyone that's ever gave, anyone that's ever contributed, those are my friends, the people that have given. Y'all know I don't get paid. I don't. This is my passion project. I don't ever want to get paid. I want to. Everybody that's volunteered, I want to be grinding alongside of you, and no one will take that from me. I don't ever want to do this for the money. So I appreciate you all, and I'm really grateful to be able to celebrate another year with you guys. So thank you.
See you in the office. I really appreciate you, that. And we did so much stuff stuff together. Thanks for everything, Jenny. Good luck to you. Hey, great voice, man. Appreciate it. Jenny, love you. Appreciate it.
Go pee. You want to say a couple things?
You are my sunshine. You are. I cannot tell you. The Lord allows for friends in the most unexpected places. And I could never imagine being such friends, amazing friends with you. You held this place together.
All right. Yeah, just to second that, we had to hire 3 people to take on her job. Seriously, three different roles to take on the one role she was filling. So she's been amazing, and she believed in City Fam when there was nothing to believe in. It was nothing. She just believed in it. We would not be here without you. So.
Good try.
Hands up, play my song and all will be okay. Yeah, it's a party in USA.
Bring it. Next stop is the East Side.
I don't know if I can face it again. Can't stop now. I traveled so far to change this lonely life. I wanna know about it.
So yeah, it was amazing. Really great times. We gave Ginny a nice send off, said some nice things about her, and yeah, I think a good time was had by everyone there. And it really is. It's those moments where you realize that all the work is, you know, what the point of it is. I was talking to somebody actually about it today on a podcast, and I'm like, community is hard. You know, that the reason that the loneliness epidemic is what it is, and that people are depressed and they're, you know, getting on drugs, opioids and all this, is because that's the side effect of not having community. But community takes work. It's discipline. So that means you have to sacrifice for other people. You have to show up when you don't feel like it. You have to help them move. You have to call them when they're sick. That's how you have good friends. So people don't want to sacrifice because we're lazy, right? We don't want to discipline ourselves. It's the same reason that most people are fat, right? Because they don't want to put themselves through the temporary pain and sacrifice. So therefore the side effect, the consequence of not working out or eating healthy is you become overweight and you're out of shape. The side effect or the consequence rather of not showing up for people is you don't have great relationships, and then you get lonely or depressed, potentially on drugs or alcohol or whatever it is. So it's work, you know, community is not easy, but there's a payoff like every discipline, you know. So Saturday at my birthday party was a nice payoff. I had a lot of great people there, and I didn't even have to organize it. All I had to say was like who I really wanted to be invited, and pretty much all my friends kind of made it happen. So it was nice. If you, like I said, if you came out, thank you so much. And you know, again, back to the friendship thing. Like last year was probably, the last 12 months was probably the hardest year of my life. Just, you know, I think I'm tired of being alone, to be honest. I'm tired of having financial struggles. The breakthrough hadn't came. You know, I tried to get home and didn't get it, and I was just done. I was out of gas. And if it wasn't for the support of some good friends, I don't know what would have happened to me, you know? I don't know, but I had people around me that believed in me and I didn't want to let down, and that made it possible for me to continue on because I was tapped out, you know? So that is, you know, the benefit of having community, is having people to pick you up, dust you off, you know, and say, hey, come on, you can make it, you know? It might not look good right now, but you know, you can make it. And thank God for them, because things look a lot different right now. And just in the last few months, things have started to change, you know, and if I wouldn't have continued, I wouldn't have made it to this point to even see the things that I'm starting to see now, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But, you know, everything good that's happening in my life right now stemmed from radical obedience, from me making the decision to become radically obedient. What do I mean by that? I mean, I wasn't just like, you know, try not to lie, and, you know, I never killed anybody. You hear people say that. I'm not a bad person. I never killed anybody. Like, no, I meant radical obedience, which is why I talk as much as I do about sex. I didn't even understand sex the way that I do now when I made the decision to quit. I just made the decision to quit because I was like, I want to get radically obedient to God, you know? And it wasn't even just with sex. I'm talking about, like, there's a verse in the Bible that talks about when you lend money, don't expect repayment. I did that. You know, there was somebody that I lent that owed me $5,000 when I had zero money. And I could have done a lot of things to get it back, and I didn't do anything because I read that verse and it was in red letters, which means that Jesus said it. And I said, it says, don't lend to anyone expecting repayment. Now, look, there's been times since where I've given money to people and I followed up on it for sure. But I could have done a lot of things to get that money back, including, you know, a lot of things, including leaving legal, you know, like taking the person to court. And I just let it go. I said, if you don't want to repay me, I'm not going to do anything. And that's what for me, that's what it means. Not to say I'm perfect, but I strive to be radically obedient. And if it wasn't for that, everything that is happening in my life, none of it would be happening. You know, like there would be no book, there would be no City Fam, there would be no, you know, upcoming tour, which I'll talk about in a little bit, or anything that's really happening in my life. None of it would be possible, you know? And I feel like people see me and they're like, they get confused because I talk a lot about waiting, but then I throw these parties, right? So I feel like there's people that don't understand it. And for me, the way my mind works is it's no different than any other discipline. So let me break it down for you. If you were to walk into a bar or a nightclub, you wouldn't think twice if you saw a person that was jacked, that worked out really hard and they had big muscles, right? But that person goes to the gym and busts their ass. They discipline themselves on the regular. Why? Because they think that disciplining themselves in that way will bring them more pleasure. I know because I used to do that. I didn't work out for health. I worked out because I knew it would make me look good, which would bring me more women, and that would give me more pleasure. So for me, when I talk about waiting, I can throw parties and I can talk about waiting because it's no difference than me working out. I know that waiting is going to bring me more pleasure in the long run. So I will put myself through this temporary period of discipline in order to get more pleasure down the road, which might mean stepping into my purpose, realizing what my vision is, attracting the right mate. All those things bring me more pleasure down the road. So yes, it's temporary discipline. So for me, there's no difference. And I just try to explain it because I feel like maybe people, there's like a, you know, like how are you throwing parties, but then you're telling people that because it's the right way, you know, it's the same as working out, you know. People understand not working out all day long, but for some reason they don't understand delayed gratification when it comes to this. So that's just the way that my mind works. But, you know, and then I talk a lot about the sex transmutation piece of it too, where how basically you can harness that sexual energy and use it for other purposes. And I don't know, like I've had people push back on me because it sounds kind of like, what, really? I don't know about that. Like even with no fat people, I don't know if they completely understand it, right? But it is a real thing, you know, and I'm living proof. And there's going to be, at some point in my life, it's going to be undeniable because I just got so much shit going on right now. I mean, I just got so much going on, and it came from me taking that sexual energy and harnessing it because I was spending a lot of it in the wrong ways. And I've harnessed it now and I'm using it on myself and my dreams. And it isn't easy, it's hard, you know, like there are plenty of times I want to have sex. I want that, you know, like I get lonely, I get horny, I get, you know, but I'm not willing to derail everything that I want most for what I want right now. And I do believe that sooner or later I'm going to fall in love and I'm going to have plenty of sex. But I'm going to say at some point, it's just going to be completely undeniable to people around me because of how much shit I got going on. I'll be like, I told y'all, you know, like this is how it works. So anyway, What do I want to talk about? Let's see. I took some notes here. So I saw on some special, I don't know what it was, but Kanye West was at Lakewood Church with Joel Osteen the other day, and I was like, man, that is awesome. I thought that was so cool. I thought it was cool that Joel was embracing him, because there's a lot of Christians out there now that are like kind of, oh yeah, let's see if this is real kind of thing. And I'm like, that's so lame. Like, I mean, give the guy the benefit of the doubt. Like, I don't understand why Christians hate on people like that. It's like my pastor said one time, he said, Christians eat their own. You know, like if you're a Christian and you're doing well, the other Christians will criticize you. I'm like, the Bible says, Jesus said, they will know you by your love for each other. So if we're not loving on people, I mean, I'm like sitting back for Kanye, like, oh my God, yeah, this is awesome. You know, like I'm cheering him on. I don't understand why people are like, you know, what if somebody did that to you? You know, how would you feel if they're like, oh, well, let's see how it works out for her. You know what I mean? Let's see if this is real. Like, come on, right? Give the guy the benefit of the doubt. Anyway, I just think it's lame when people tear each other down. But I was really excited to see that Lakewood was kind of welcoming him with open arms. And he actually had a concert at Lakewood last night, I heard, which is really freaking cool. I did a post about it a week or so ago where, you know, he named his album Jesus is King, and they had his album title on one of the buildings in like Times Square, and, you know, big letters, Jesus is King. And I was like, man, that's powerful. And if you look at, there's guys like, you know, Bieber and, you know, now Kanye and Kim Kardashian, like the people that are like the real influencers, like are now, like there's a revival going on, you know, for real. Like, and it's happening right under our noses, where the most influential, powerful people in media, not media per se, but people that are influencers, I guess, are now, you know, being very vocal about their faith, and it's just pretty cool. I don't know if there was a time that I can ever remember that I've ever seen anything like this, you know. So, I mean, I will say Kanye's still a little cocky. I was watching on the special that he was on last night, where he said the greatest artist that God ever made is now working for him. And he was referring to himself, and I thought it was kind of funny, but I laughed when I heard it. So I just think it's really cool about Kanye, and even he was recently talking about waiting. I think I talked about that last week on the vlog. But anyway, I leave for Houston on Thursday, going down to Texas to visit Nicole and the chapter down there. Really excited to see everybody, meet some new people. We're gonna have a Friendsgiving on Friday, I think. So always nice to strap on the feed bag, as I like to say, with a group of people. But I'm really proud of those guys. The Houston chapter is just killing it. They just had a service project this weekend, and they're growing like a weed. So really want to congratulate everybody down there, and can't wait to meet y'all. We're driving up to Dallas, I think, on Saturday to meet with the group there, spending a couple days there before coming back home before Thanksgiving. So really, really excited about getting back down to Texas and meeting everybody. And hopefully you guys aren't too mad, because our Ravens really beat you guys bad on Sunday. I actually feel bad, because I was talking smack before the game to the Houston chapter, and we beat y'all pretty bad, and I actually felt a little guilty about that, so I apologize. But go Ravens. Anyway, what else is coming up? Okay, so we have No Sex November is still going on. There's, I guess, 12 days left of November, so if you're on the refrain train, stay strong. Less than 2 weeks to go. And hopefully by now you're getting some more clarity. Hopefully you notice some increased energy levels. You should definitely have noticed increased hours in your schedule, time that you can put towards your dream and towards whatever you're getting clearer that you should be doing with your life. So keep going, 12 days left. I know the challenge has kept me out of trouble a couple times where I would have succumb to the temptation, but I don't want to let anybody down, so I just went to sleep. So what else? Thanksgiving Eve service event is coming up. We're going to be feeding the homeless brunch over in Canton. If you're in the Baltimore area, you can join us. I think we already have like 50 or 60 people signed up for it. But if you want to come out and you want to help us, we would love to do that. It really puts you in the Thanksgiving mood. You can go to cityfam.com, learn more about that. We have a Renegade in the first Friday in December. I think it's the 6th. And that's basically our monthly social event where we get together and we just kind of do something fun. Last Renegade, to be honest, we had a lip sync battle and it was a light turnout. I want to say there was like not many people at all, maybe a dozen. But, you know, this is a slow climb. It's not like it was when I was promoting nightclubs. I was thinking about it. It's definitely, when I was promoting events that involve sex and drugs, it was easy to pack a place. I could put 800 to 1,000 people every Saturday night into a club. But when you're promoting good, clean fun, it's a hard sell. But, you know, like, I guess that would be, I'm like, what's the equivalent of that? I don't know. I was trying to think of a good analogy. But anyway, I do believe that there's a segment of people out there, plenty of people out there that want it, and sooner or later we're gonna hit the tipping point, and people are gonna wake up. That, you know, if they, you know, I gotta keep believing that fun without regret. That's what we call it. That there's plenty of people that want fun without regret. You know, because if you want fun with regret, go for it. You know, there's plenty of places offering it. Everywhere else is offering it, actually, just about. We're the one place offering fun without regret. You know, a social group with values. That's the way I look at City Fam. You know, lots of social groups out there. We're a social group that has values. So, Renegade at Safari Club, December 6th. Come out. It's like basically like a Dave and Buster's. There'll be a lot of games, and you know, we'll just be hanging out, and there'll be food and drink specials like there always is, and it'll be a good time. So December 7th is Blessing Bag. December 7th is the Drew Hill concert. So if you don't know who Drew Hill is probably the biggest R&B group to come out of Baltimore. They're like Baltimore's answer to Philadelphia's Boyz II Men. So they had I think they had 3 #1 hits, a bunch of top 10 hits. And we're gonna have them at the Horseshoe Casino on December 7th. There's only less than 500 tickets for sale. So if you wanna come out and hang with the fam, you know, if you're old like me, you know who they are. If you're not, they are, you can look them up on YouTube, I guess, and find out who they are. But it'll be a good time. We'll probably get some food at the casino before the show, and it'll be awesome. We actually took the Drew Hill concert and we kind of paired it with blessing bags. And the reason that we did that was because we knew we were gonna, or at least I knew I was gonna push Drew Hill concert hard. I was gonna spend money on ads and everything else. And I wanted to kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone and advertise the volunteer event on the 14th, which is the very following weekend. So now we've already got, I think, somewhere like 100 people signed up for blessing bags. And we got donation collection locations all across the city. We're collecting toiletries, you know, socks, shaving cream, razors, you know, gloves, whatever, anything that you would want to put into like a care package to give a homeless person. We're collecting all those items. And then on December 14th, we're going to get together back at the casino, the Horseshoe Casino, and we're going to assemble all the bags. We're going to give the bags back to the volunteers, and then we're going to tell you now to go out and hand out the bags to homeless people leading up to Christmas. Or if you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can take them to area shelters and just drop them off. But it's amazing. This is the 3rd year we've done it. It really puts you in the holiday spirit. Just obviously gives you a really good feeling to give somebody something so tangible versus just giving them $1 when you really don't know, you know, what their need is. So this is just a really practical way to help people leading up to Christmas. And what I really love about it is I love that we're piggybacking on the social event, because that really has been a dream of mine for a long time, is if we can pair our volunteer events with big social events, then we can have big volunteer events. And that's really the dream, is like that one day we can fill stadiums for our volunteer after parties. Can you imagine if we had 30,000 people that just got done volunteering all over the city, all over Baltimore, building relationships with each other, and then they came back to, you know, a stadium, and they were able to have an after party where, enjoy a free show or whatever, some kind of reward for volunteering. But that really, in my mind, is if you're going to stop the madness, if you're going to stop the opioid epidemic or the loneliness epidemic or the crime, you have to restore a sense of community. People have to feel connected to each other and stop wanting to hurt each other. And the way to do that, I believe, is you have to get people serving together. Because when you volunteer with somebody, you form a connection that's deeper than just socializing. And when you're part of the solution, when you start being part of the solution, fixing problems, something changes in you and you don't want to create problems anymore because it feels good to be the good guy. And I know from personal experience. So that is the dream, is that if we can continue to do bigger social events, then we can get bigger service events. And as we get bigger service events, more lives get changed. We can impact cities. We can take the model to other cities. We'll see how far this goes. Right now we have a lot of smart people coming around, a lot of talented, high capacity people are starting to catch the vision. And if that's the only thing that's stopping us is resources and smart people. God has been able to use an ex-stripper from Brooklyn to bring it this far, but now it's gonna take smart people to carry the vision the rest of the way. And to be honest, He's sending them. So would love to see you guys at any of those events. Again, Thanksgiving Eve next Wednesday, Drew Hill Renegade on December 6th, Drew Hill on December 7th, Blessing Bags on December 14th, and last but not least, we have Charm City Countdown on New Year's Eve. And always the best party of the year. BWI Hilton, all inclusive. Portion of the money goes to Caring Communities, which is a local nonprofit, and a portion goes to City Fam. So it's going to be it's called The Enchanted Forest is our theme this year. So look for something green and book your rooms now, because the hotel will sell out soon. But that's it. That's everything that's going on in my world. What's up, Chris Lockamy? What's up, Izzy? Danielle McCarthy, where have you been? Who else is on here? Terry Gallagher, what's up? Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate you, man. You're supposed to call me, actually, Ryan. We're supposed to hook up. I'm gonna take you to Epic. Alicia, how are you? Michael Brewer, what's going on, brother? Thanks for your support. Kimmy King, I'm not sure if you're still here. Jess Bosa, Amy Haskins. Anyway, talk to you guys later. See ya. Hi, my name's Rob Kowalski. Maybe you've seen some of my videos on here, like 10 Reasons Not to Have Sex Before Marriage. I'm currently lining up dates next year to do talks all over the world. It's gonna be called the Truth About Sex Tour, and I need your help. If you'd like me to come to your city, send an email right now to bookings@robbkowalski.com and let me know where you live. Someone will reach out to you with some next steps. It won't cost you anything. We made it super easy, so reach out right now. Thank you.